Hello sunshines, welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as BunniPhish on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is January 2nd. It's a Monday, 2023, and this is the first episode of 2023. Hello. So I record vloggy style, but today, so normally what happens is on Mondays, I teach at a yarn shop, which is where I would normally record the first bit of the vlog and say hello and introduce myself and show you things, but I'm not teaching today. So we are in my bedroom. Hello, welcome in. I feel very awkward and weird talking in my bedroom, but here we are. And how was your new year? Did you have a good one? Is it going okay so far? I know we're only 2 days in, but mine has gone pretty okay. I was really cranky at the beginning of yesterday, and then it turned itself around by the end of the day, so and I'm having a good day today, so I'm taking it. And I am going to try to take that energy with me forward. So I know that some people joined in Vlogmas, like new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. There were some Yarny YouTube Hop subscribers. So I'm just going to take a minute, introduce myself. It seems like a good time because it's the beginning of the year and we're just sitting here. So my name is Heather. I live with my 2 kids, a roommate, a cat, a dog, like 20-30 minute drive from Detroit, depending on traffic. So I love Michigan. It's so beautiful here all the time. So I'm going to talk about that a lot. But I knit, crochet, spin occasionally, sew and cross stitch very occasionally. I don't know if I did any sewing or cross stitch or spinning in 2022, but we'll see this year as we go along. Yeah, I am a teacher during the day. I teach technology at a school. I have K through 8th grade, and then I also teach a knitting class once a week at an LYS. Knitting and crochet, I teach both things. And I work at the LYS on Saturdays also. So I'm very, very busy. And I used to be a very, very prolific knitter and crocheter. And since starting my teaching job, I am less so. So I still try to make decent progress on things, but some weeks are harder than others, and honestly, being a full-time teacher is exhausting. I worked at the school before becoming a teacher. I was a paraprofessional, and yeah, totally different. I can't knit a sweater at work anymore, which is something I did when I was a para. I was a special education para-pro, so I basically I was a one-on-one para, so I sat with a kiddo and like helped them navigate school, basically. And now I teach 450 students, and it's on a 3-day rotation for seeing all of them. So it's exhausting and it's a lot of work, but I do still manage to craft most of the time. And I will also be talking about what I'm reading on here when I'm reading. Again, that's a thing that I'm struggling to fit into my new schedule. And also, I had a really big life shift last year. My boyfriend and I broke up. He and I had been together for, I don't know, a long time. I think 6 or 7 years, and he had lived with me and my kids for 4 years. So I'm still in the process of like redoing the house and stuff, like cleaning out his stuff, because he didn't pack anything before he left. It's all still here. I've packed it and moved it in the basement, and I'm sure some people are like, what? That's crazy. Throw it all out. But I can't do that. But I've set myself a hard deadline of September 2023. He has to have his stuff out or I am going to throw it away or donate it or whatever. Because that will have been a year. And in my brain, that seems very logical. I have really severe ADHD, so that'll come up this year. You'll hear me reference that. It's possible that there are other neurodivergencies that I have, but that's the one that I am diagnosed with. So I know that one for sure. Anyway, would you like to talk about some crafting? Because I brought several whips with me into the new year, and I'm okay with it. I don't like to have a ton of whips languishing, but I do tend to work on several things at once, depending on brain space and things like that. So what I'm working on right now, I actually have, this is a mess over here. This is a giant pile. Mess. When I'm at the yarn shop, I have a table to spread things out on. So I knit my friend this leg warmer. And I thought that I had 3 balls of this yarn. It is called Buttons. I don't think I have a label handy. It was given to me for free. I thought I had 3 balls. So I did almost the first leg warmer, and then can you see right here, right by the top, I ran out of the yarn as I got to the ribbing, and I was like, well, it's fine. I have 3 balls. I'll just break into the next ball. So I started this one, and am I halfway through? Let's see, fold that in half. Just shy, like a few rounds shy of halfway through. I'm not using a pattern for this. It's worsted weight yarn worked on a US size 4 needle, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. I cast on 40 stitches. I did knit 2, purl 2, ribbing down at the bottom, and then on the next round I knit 2, purl front and back, purl 1 to increase to 50 stitches. Then I did 50 rounds of stockinette, and then I increased to 60 stitches evenly. So how does that work from 50 to 60? I knit 5, made 1 to increase to 60, and now I'm doing 60 rounds of stockinette before I do 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing at the top. But I'm going to run out of yarn. So what I'm going to do is I have this ball. See, this is where I got confused thinking that I had 3 balls of this. I technically had 3 balls of the button yarn, but one of them is blue. So these are going to be coordinating but not matching leg warmers. I am going to, in that 60 round section, I'm knitting something like 10 rounds in the gray, and then I'm going to stripe 5 blue with 10 gray up to almost the end, and then I'm going to finish those rounds in gray and then do the ribbing. That's my plan. Is that my plan? No. Did I say 5 rounds of blue? I meant 10 rounds of blue, 5 rounds of gray. That's how I'm going to alternate it. And yeah, so hopefully that will get me to the end. If not, I'll rip back and try again. But I think that should get me through the leg warmer without running out of yarn. Hopefully. But my best friend just wanted some leg warmers, and she is going to officially commission some at some point. But I kind of wanted to give her a couple different pairs of leg warmers out of yarn that's just sitting in my stash not doing anything, so that she can decide what weight of yarn she wants for her leg warmers, what type of fit she likes. Does she like them longer or shorter? And gray will go with most of her yoga gear. She's a yoga instructor. So, and in Michigan, it gets cold in the wintertime. So yeah, she can just wear like jeans over her yoga stuff, but leg warmers would be nice because then she could wear them in the studio too, instead of having to take off the jeans and be all cold and stuff. So anyway, whip number 1. Whip number 2 is will be a pair of socks for myself out of unique yarn. And so it's split into 2 balls. The yarn is to make perfectly matching socks, and the yarn, the stripe, changes color gradually. Look how pretty that is. Love it. So I'm making these for myself. I'm using my own pattern. It's called Child Tube Sock Pattern, and I want to make these socks like as tall as possible without really having to worry about a heel. So my plan is to, as of right now, I have starts down here in stockinette, and then there's some like ribbing, different ribbing patterns. And now I'm just in 2x2 rib, and I am going to continue that 2x2 rib for about 50-ish more rounds. And then I'm going to increase for the calf, because my calf, I don't know if you can see that because I'm wearing black and that's all black. So like this is smaller than this. So I'm going to have to do some calf increases to use up all of this yarn, and I will probably use black yarn at the top to mimic the toe to give me a little extra height. We'll see how long the sock is when I finish the ball. So I have another ball that's going to be a perfect match to this. Pretty excited about it. And those are for me. I don't know. I don't tend to make a ton of things for myself historically, but 2 of my whips right now are for me. 3 of my whips right now are for me. So that feels a little decadent. I am making a shorty sock. If you watched Vlogmas, you will know. Or maybe it wasn't Vlogmas. No, it wasn't Vlogmas. If you watched the last episode of 2022, you will have seen that I made a pair of socks for my children's father using this yarn. It's an opal. And I had quite a bit left. Not quite enough to make a pair of shorty socks for myself, but definitely enough to make 1 shorty sock. And I don't need my shorty socks to match because I use my own pattern. It's called Super Shorties, and you can't see them in tennis shoes, so it doesn't matter if they don't match. They just need to be a good fit. So I have lots of single socks in shorties. I have probably 6 or 7 single socks that I just made using leftovers from when I was making other people's socks. And I make a lot of scrappy projects, but sometimes the leftovers are quite big from a 100-gram skein to put into blankets. Even when you have, I think I have 7 scrappy blankets right now. Even so, 40 grams is a lot to work into 7 blankets. So I tend to make myself a shorty sock because then I have shorty socks, and then I have less to work into the blankets. And in my head, it's very logical and it makes sense. So here is that sock. I also have a baby blanket that I am working on for commission. I don't remember the name, but I will link it down below. It's from an Etsy seller, and it is being knit out of Cascade Yarns Superwash Merino 220 in the color 24. Knitting it on US 7 needles, which is a 4.5 millimeter. I think that's per pattern, but I'm not sure. And I have this much done. So the finished blanket will be about the size of a crib mattress, so I have quite a way to go. But I'm doing okay progress. I'm gonna go ahead and, while I'm right here, move this marker up so that you can see my progress later this week. The person who commissioned it doesn't need it super quickly. They said a few months. So I'm going to try to schedule time every day since I'm going back to school, going back to teaching, a block of time. It takes me about 10 minutes to do 2 rows because the purl row takes me just ever so slightly longer than the knit rows. But I am I'm in the 4th repeat. Is that right? I don't know why I can't tell from the back, but I can't. Yeah, so I'm in the 4th repeat. I am doing 15 repeats of this main body section. So I'm going to talk about my goals in a minute after I show you everything. So I have that. And then I have a crocheted scarf that I'm making for a friend of mine because I'm panic making this, okay? On Friday, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I have a present that I got for you." And I was like, there's a what now? Because I didn't get him anything. And he was like, "Oh, it's not a big deal. I just saw it while I was buying for, my kid and kid's family, like his in-laws and stuff. And I was out and I saw it and I thought of you." So I'm like, well, panic. First of all, I hate surprises. Do not enjoy surprises. Even worse is when I know that something is coming and I don't know what it is. So it's like a surprise. I don't like that at all. So I am making him a gift so that I don't feel like I owe him one. Does that make sense? And we were talking and he said something about socks and I was like, "Oh, sure, I could make you a pair of socks." Not like in a week because I only had that 1 week off, so I can't do that again. And then he was like, "Or a scarf." I don't have a scarf. And I was like, okay, a scarf is something that like is much more in line with the amount of time I want to be spending on a gift. So, because I'm out of gift making mode, although I'm not really, because now it's the new year, which means that my gift making has reset because I like to start my gift making in January. So anyway, I started, before I got his specifications, I started crocheting a scarf and I made it this long because like that is long enough to wrap around once and tuck into a coat, like just a small-ish scarf, kind of cozy. And so I was like, well, how wide do you want it? And the width that I had already made was good. So it's this wide. Sorry, I lost light. Hope it works anyway. It's a navy color, so it's not gonna show up super great. And I did that I did a foundationless half double or a chainless foundation. I never remember what it's called, but you don't chain first, you just make the half double crochets. So I did that. And then I worked into the back loops only of the half double crochet, and it gave me this lovely ridge thing. And then I talked to him, and the width of the scarf was good, but he wanted double the length. And I was like, well, am I going to rip this out and remake it? No, that would be silly. So I just picked up on the end, and I am now crocheting along the edges, and I'm dangerously close to finished with this because one side is finished. So this side is finished. So I only need this much more crocheted. I am holding 2 strands of this DK weight yarn together. No, this like a sport weight, and it's giving me like a worsted-ish gauge. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook to make it, and it's going pretty well. Okay, so those are my whips. Plans for whips, things that I would like to accomplish by the end of the month. I want this scarf finished. I want this scarf finished today, so I think that's totally doable. I don't have that much to go on it. I would like to work to maybe 7 repeats. So like a repeat a week. Yeah, I think a repeat a week is really, really doable. So that would be like, I would get to 8 repeats. A repeat a week sounds really doable for this blanket. This sock, I don't have any particular need for it to be finished. I'm going to take it to work, and so I teach technology and I work off of a cart. I don't have a classroom. I push into classrooms. So I'm going to leave this on my cart, and I'm just going to work on it at work because it's just 2x2 ribbing. I don't need to look at it to work on it. I don't need to count things because I have a stitch marker that helps me count things. It's a technique that I like to use, and I will put a link to a video up here so you can see how I do that. And I would like this leg warmer finished by the end of this week. I think that's super doable. I might take this leg warmer to work this week. Well, I might take this and my sock to work just until I get through the stockinette portion of the sock, and then I'll bring it home and do the toe. And then I should be able to work on just the stockinette portion and the ribbing, honestly, of this whole thing at school. So I guess these things are going to school this week, and I would like them to be finished. And then I will work on the other sock when I have time at school. So those are my plans for my whips, but I'm also going to start a new project today. So my friends, Jenna and Josh, are Rebel Pup Knits on Instagram. That's Josh. And then Jenna is 716 Knit, and they are hosting a exploration station knit along. It's a Stephen West pattern, and I haven't made have I made a Stephen West shawl before? I've made a hat. I don't think I've made a Stephen West shawl, but maybe. But if I have, it's been a super, super long time. So I am going to do this shawl because I saw the exploration station as it was a mystery shawl, and I liked it. I thought it was really cute, but I don't do mystery knit-alongs, generally speaking, because they stress me out. This is a yarn for later, not for this month. I just couldn't resist winding it. But I am going to start the shawl today. And these are my colors. They're not all wound. That is true. You are very astute. So these are my colors. This is going to be on exploration station. There's like sections in between, Like, I think this is the main color. So the section in between is going to be black, and then these are going to be the other 3 colors, and I just think it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be basically a wearable blanket, which is what I want. I want a wearable blanket for school. So yeah, I'm going to start that today, even though, do I need to be starting anything? But will it bring me so much joy? Yes. Do I know when I'm going to finish it? No, because I don't know when I think I'm going to work on it once I'm back to work tomorrow. Don't have time. But it's a very informal knit along. It's a start now-ish, finish whenever sort of thing. So I'm just going to try to work on it every week. That's my goal. I don't work on Sundays, so maybe I'll just plan to work on it for an hour every Sunday. It might take me the whole year, or it might take me until summer when I have a break. But, that's okay. So those are my plans right now. I will check in with you later this week. Oh, I am reading a book. It is called Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. It is the second book in the Renegades trilogy. Enjoying it. So I will check in with you about reading and crafting later this week. All right, friends. See you soon. Hey, friends. I had a rough day, so I'm at the park. Do we think that come spring, that might be a good climbing tree? I feel like I might be able to get to that crook right up there. I think. I'll have to try it come spring. Also a possible hangout place, although it's real close to the road. That looks like a nice chilling log though. Hey sunshines, happy Thursday the 5th. I have not really been knitting this week. I mean, I have been. I've been knitting at school a little bit. But I haven't finished anything. And I haven't knit at home at all because it's been a really rough week. So I've been taking lots of walks to get the stress out of my body. And then I've been going to sleep early because I've been doing all those walks. Anyway, today was a particularly hard day, but I came home to this lovely giant package. Look at this. Last week sometime, someone messaged me on Instagram wanting to know if they could send me a package, and I said yes, and so they did. So I am excited to open it and see what is inside. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, how nice is this? So this is a lovely card wishing me a better year this year than next year. I appreciate that sentiment. Whew, yeah, let's hope, because last year was a doozy. And then look at these beautiful sock yarns. I am super excited. I already have plans for who is getting them. It's so, so exciting. And then this is Vitellana yarns from Knit Crate. It's the Oasis. It's a DK weight single in the Palm Springs colorway. And can you see the makeup? Yeah. 50% alpaca, 25% Peruvian Highland merino, and 25% Surrey alpaca. So it is really, really soft, and it is a beautiful green. I'm super excited for it. Oh, a little brown fuzzy. That's okay. I don't know what I'm going to make, but something super cozy and beautiful. And then look at this. A couple lotions. Some soap. This sounds awesome. I love charcoal soap. Plus shea butter. Yes, please. A lip balm, which Anybody who's been here for any length of time knows I'm obsessed with lip balms. And then some face things and a lotion sample. So thank you so much. I've already thanked you on Instagram, but thank you so much. This was so nice. And I really, really needed it today. Hello, sunshines. It is Friday night. The animals and I are settling in. It's a kitten. A pup. I mean, she's not a pup, but she'll always be a puppy. Yeah. And I am getting ready to start a new book. I did not finish Arch Nemesis. I think I got like 140 pages. I did not get very far. I haven't read pretty much all week. I was going to say I've barely knit, but that's not true. I've done a pretty decent amount of knitting. But I haven't read because what I've been doing a lot of this week is walking. Like I've spent every day after school, I went and walked at least 40 minutes, but yesterday I walked twice that. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of walking, not a lot of knitting or reading because it's too cold to knit and walk at the same time. My hands would get too cold. So anyway, I returned Arch Enemies and Supernova. And I will just get them from the library at a different time. But I had these two books on hold. In last week's vlog, I had a photo of a page I did in my Wreck This journal. And the prompt was to glue in a random page from a magazine and circle words that you liked. So I literally just circled words that I liked. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the feeling in your mouth when you say the word. That's how I picked which words I was going to circle. Like I like the shape that my mouth makes. I like the feel of the sound in my mouth. I don't know how to describe it. Not everybody has this sensation, but I do. So I picked words based on that. And it was from a book or a recommendations list for things that were coming up in 2023. And both of these books were being published in 2023. And I love both of these authors, Talia Hibbert and Holly Black. You wouldn't know it because I started and didn't finish Holly Black's grown-up book. But I do intend to go back and read it because it was really interesting. It's just I didn't have headspace for a grown-up book because adult books and young adult books are not written the same way. I don't have headspace for adult books right now. But both of these are young adult. So this is Talia Hibbert's first young adult romance book. So now I'm trying to decide because I'm going to start one of these tonight because all of my other library books are back. I'm getting so ahead of myself. Okay, so Arch Enemies was due back today. And then I got a call from the library and I was like, uh-oh, did I mix up the date in my head? Was that due like on Monday and now they're calling me because I have a late fee? Nope, I had two books on hold. So I put both of these books on hold based on that magazine article saying that they were coming out. And when I placed them on hold, they were both in order. So these on order. These are brand new. Brand new. Look at that. January 2023. January 2023. So I need to decide if I want to read something light and fluffy or dark and twisty. And I know this will tackle heavy things like mental health issues and stuff. I know that's in here, but this is definitely dark and twisty versus this. So I'm trying to decide. I don't know what I'm going to start reading tonight. I will check in with you about it tomorrow, though. And also, I will talk all about my knitting tomorrow because I'm pretty tired. It's been a long week. So for you, see you in a few moments. For me, I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, sunshines. Welcome to the yarn shop. It is Saturday, and I am going to check in with you on what I worked on this week. I'm going to check in again tomorrow, though, because I forgot something. But I said yesterday when I was recording about books that I didn't really do a lot of crafting, but that's a lie. I just am holding myself to a standard that no longer fits my life. So I'm trying to let that go, because I didn't knit as much as I did when I was off of school. Of course not, because I'm at school. And I didn't knit as much as I did when I was just a para instead of a teacher. But of course not, because now I'm a teacher. So I'm trying to reframe my expectations for myself into something that is realistic and fair, because it's not fair to expect myself to be meeting previous Heather's productivity levels when my life does not look like previous Heather. So if you're struggling with that too, I see you, and it's okay to be in a different place than what you think you should be. So first, before I talk about anything else, I'm wearing Blizzard headband, which is designed by, it was published under Jenna Meyer, 716 Knit. I don't know if she changed her last name on the pattern. Not sure. If you're really interested, I'm going to try to remember to link it down below, but if I forget, just let me know. It's a bulky pattern. I've done it out of fingering weight though, also. Just, it's the stitch motif is really, really great for any width of yarn, and actually mine is too big. So I have that much extra. Just because over time, I made this probably 2 years ago. So over time wool stretches out a little bit, and maybe this weekend I will fix it and make it a little more snug so it's not all loosey-goosey. So it can be more fitted the way I want it to be. I did already fix a thing this morning. So I've been walking around with my purse strap slowly breaking off of my purse for, I don't know, a month and a half probably. And I already fixed the other strap. It's a little backpack purse thing, and I've already fixed the other strap once. And so today I fixed the second strap, because if I had walked around with it, I started fixing it, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. Didn't finish fixing it because I just used the leftover bit of string from something else, probably hemming the black pair of pants, and so I didn't complete the fix, and then I got distracted, and then I was like, oh, it's fine, I've had a safety pin holding it on and stuff. Well, the safety pin fell off, and the only thing holding it together was those few stitches that I had put in, and I was like, let's just fix this. It took 7 minutes. 7 minutes to fix my purse. And it's just a $5 purse. I got it from Five Below, but it's perfect. It's the perfect size. It's super functional. And I fixed it, and it's amazing. So that was silly. So maybe I'll fix this today, or I might be out of my fixing moment. Who knows? I still have to hem the white pants. I didn't do that over break. So let's see how many months it takes me to do that. I've worn them unhemmed twice now. Whatever. It's fine. This is how I live my life. Okay, I have so many finished things. What? So many. Ready? A little bit of an FO parade. There's a Chinese food restaurant behind this wall. All right, so they just did some dishes. I took a moment. I fixed my headband. See, now it's not big and baggy like it was There's only that much, and it literally took a minute to pull out my woven in tail, pull out some I-cord, and make it a little more snug. So good job me, so proud, so proud. Such an easy fix that I've been contemplating doing since last winter. Oh, that was excessive. Anyway, are you ready for an FO parade? I have one. So first up, I have this scarf that I was making for my friend. And I don't remember what details I told you on Monday, but it's all finished, and it's probably 8 feet long, which is what he requested. So I think that I think it looks fine. I think it looks intentional. I ended up using about 7 balls of the yarn for this, so I have a couple balls left over, plus like 2 little tiny nuggets of yarn. There's no pattern for this. There's so much cat fur on this, which is fine. He has cats too, so I wasn't precious and like keeping this put up or whatever. Pretty sure my cat laid on it a couple times. There's definitely some of my hair in there. My hair gets everywhere unless I'm being real careful, but whatever. Anyway, here it is. It's finished, it's washed, it's full of cat fur and love, and he wanted heavy texture. I think I accomplished that, and I think it looks super intentional, and I think it's fun that it goes in both directions. I also finished the shorty sock. So, ba-da-ba-da, I have a sock for my Pete. So I'm gonna put this in my basket of shorty socks because I don't usually match them. And yeah, that's finished. I did cut out this right here, the white and red spots that I didn't like. So it's just on the bottom of my heel where nobody's going to see it. Well, where specifically I'm not going to see it. So yeah, ba-bum-ba. Shorty sock finished. Yay me. And I also finished leg warmers for my best friend. And I think that the stripes are really fun. Hopefully she'll think they're really fun, and if she doesn't, that's fine. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt my feelings, but I finished them, so good job me. So I actually did do quite a fair bit of knitting. I just feel like I didn't because I didn't work on my now active whips. So silly, right? Like, these things count as knitting for the week. And so now what I have been working on this week, which is why it doesn't feel like a lot, although I should be fair with myself. So I'm in the middle of the row on the commissioned baby blanket, but look at what I did today. This was while people were in the shop and I was standing behind the counter and just waiting because this is shop yarn. It is Cascade 220 Superwash Merino. This is the baby blanket that I'm making on commission, and I have done Okay, I have done a fair bit of knitting on this blanket today while people were walking around the shop, and I will endeavor to leave the pattern below. It's available on Etsy. If I don't, please remind me and I will add the link. They are really they're really washing those dishes right now. It's fine. Hopefully it's not too loud. Sorry, I'm just getting to the end of the row so you can actually see what the blanket looks like when it's not in the middle of a row. No! The last stitch just jumped off the needle. It's fine. So here we are. Here is the blanket. This is what it looks like. And this is how much I did today at the shop. So that's exciting. My goal is to do a pattern repeat a week during the month of January, and I am about 6 rows shy of doing that just today. So that is going to be doable because my week restarts on Monday. So I will finish that goal. Good job, me. Yay, me. Small victories. So that is one whip, and then here's the other. It's so tiny. Look at it. This will someday be a giant blanket of a shawl called the Exploration Station. But right now, I've only done the first 3 sections or something. Barely. I've barely started it. My friends Jenna and Josh are hosting a make-along for this. It started on the 1st, or whenever you wanted to, and goes however long it takes you. So it's really, really informal, really fun, and yeah, I'm really excited. And I did not wind my last skein of yarn. I have all of my contrast colors wound, but the main color did not get wound yet. So yeah, when I break the yarn, whenever that happens, I will wind the yarn. Or do we think I can put it on the Swift like this and just put this over like one of the edges and wind the yarn at the shop? Shall we live dangerously and try it? I think we're gonna live dangerously and try it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna see if it works. And that's all I have to show you today. I'll check in with you. Well, that's all I have to show here. I'll check in with you either tonight when I get home or maybe tomorrow about those socks and any other progress I make. My goal, I haven't worked on this really this week. My goal is to do an hour on the Exploration Station a week, and my plan is to do that on Sundays. So I haven't gotten to that knitting time yet because yes, I have hard scheduled in knitting time. Did I follow that at all this week? No, but I will endeavor to do so tomorrow and for the rest of the week. All right, friends, see you soon. This could be a terrible life choice. Let's see. So far it's okay. Have a little more yarn wrapped around, reposition the needles a tiny bit. I think this is gonna work fine. Or it's gonna be a terrible disaster. And finishing up. Moment of truth. Terrible idea or medium idea? Here is the shawl. And is it gonna come out? I don't know. It's awkward to do one-handed. Perfection. That was a just fine idea. Good job, me. Hello, sunshines. Sunday night. Let's look at what I've been working on. So here is where I was at the beginning of the week for this blanket, and this is where I was yesterday when I checked in. So just a little tiny bit. I am so close to finished with the 5th repeat, and that will take me a third of the way through the body of the blanket, which is exciting. So I've definitely done more than a repeat this week. That's my goal for January, is a repeat a week, but obviously I would like to get more done if I can, so that I can be finished with this more quickly. And then this is a sock. It's the Texture Me DK weight sock, and I am test knitting it. I used a self-striping for the main body of the sock, and then a tonal for the contrast color, and I think it is turning out so cute and so fun. Just full disclosure, this is supposed to be let's put it in the light. This is supposed to be a DK weight sock. I only had sport weight, but it's working up fine. So yeah. So the sock is going. I only need one for the test knit. I think I still have like 9 days left for the test knit, but I think that I can finish it early in the week next week, because I have 4 repeats down the foot. I need 6 repeats total, I think, before I can start the toe for my size. And then I'm not going to start the second sock right away because I am doing another test knit for the same designer. Why am I doing these test knits when I have other knitting to do and I don't have time? But I just really want to, so I'm going to. But I'll talk about that with you next week. And yeah, thank you for spending some time with me. I will talk to you again soon. Oh, also, I have been reading The Stolen Heir. I've actually been reading it. My bookmark fell out. I don't know where I am, but more than page 40, but I don't know exactly where. So yeah, good job me actually reading this week. Proud of me. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.